If you bought a home in Sacramento at the beginning of this year, you're already winning. And if you didn't, stay until the end because I'm going to tell you exactly what buyers are going to be saying out loud in Q4 that they wish they'd acted on today. I'm Christopher Brown with Next Real Estate Group and Next New Homes Group. This is your Sacramento market update for February 2026, and the data is telling a very clear story. Let's get into it. Let's start with new construction because the numbers here are hard to ignore. According to the North State BIA, Building Industry Association, new home sales in February came in at 4% above February of last year and 7% above the historical average for the month. That's not noise, that's a trend. 542 new homes were sold across the 8-county region. Now, January showed 605 sales, but January also had 5 weeks in it, so that's apples to oranges comparison. The real story is what's happening with buyers. Traffic counts at most communities stayed relatively flat for the month, actually for the first 2 months of the year. But buyer intent is up significantly. Buyers who've been sitting on the sidelines waiting 2+ years, waiting for the perfect time to buy. Is that you? They're done waiting. They're making moves, and we're also seeing more existing homeowners finally willing to list because now they feel confident enough to buy their next home. March is historically our peak sales month to kick off the new year, so we're gonna watch and see what happens in here. Let's get into the resale market. I'm pulling data from Trend Graphics for the 4-county region. Now, average sold price came in at $649,000 in February. That's up 3.2% from last month. Active listing prices are running at $837,000. That's up 2.1%. Both numbers moving in the same direction is a healthy sign. Price per square foot is also up 2.7% month over month. Again, a steady climb. The units sold was 1,203 homes, and that changed hands in February. That's up 16.2% from January, and January was a big jump. Pending sales also jumped 14.6%, which tells us that March is probably going to look even stronger based on what we've seen so far. Days on market dropped to 54 days. That is the first decline in 10 months. The sold to original list price ratio ticked up to 97%. Sellers are getting closer to what they're asking. That's market health, plain and simple. Inventory tightened from 2.7 months to 2.4 months. We're still in a very balanced market. It's not a seller's market frenzy, but the window is clearly narrowing for buyers. Mortgage rates, they're now consistently dipping below 6%. That psychology threshold matters. Buyers who were paralyzed, absolutely paralyzed by rate anxiety, are starting to feel permission to act. Here's my honest read of where we are. 2026 is not a boom, it's not a frenzy. It's a return to market health, and that's actually better for serious buyers because there's still time to be smart about it. On the new home side, we're watching builder incentives start to moderate. The negotiating leverage buyers had for the entire past 2 years is quietly disappearing as builders find their footing again. The deals are still out there, but the runway is getting very short. Now, which brings me to what I had said at the top. I genuinely believe we are going to have a lot of conversations in fourth quarter of this year with buyers who say, I wish I had bought back in January. That's not a sales pitch. That's what the data is pointing to. The buyers who moved early in 2026 are going to look very smart in December. Is that you? Guys, our job at Next is simple. We want to help you move up in life. Whether you're buying your first home, your next home, or a brand new build, we want to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. If that gave you value, hit the like, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you never miss a monthly update. I'm Christopher Brown with Next Real Estate Group and Next New Homes Group. We will see you next time.